we did Aries, who is kind of a total BA. He has a symbol, and his symbol looks, what, can we erase all this?
Feel free.
Or then demolish it.
Someone's prepared.
So, he has a symbol, and the symbol is a broken marker. Right there. Symbol is the sword, or not the sword, the shield, and the spear. And that's where we get the male thing, because he's like a manly man.
You're on the light, I can't.
You cannot see that?
Don't worry about it. Just
You
go.
don't know what it looks like? The male symbol? Alright, okay, we'll go on. Who is Ares? Ares is a Greek god of war, battle lust, civil order, and manliness. He was pretty much the biggest manly man of Greek mythology ever, of the gods. And otherwise everyone didn't trust him and kind of hated him. MBD. He looks like a very bearded, a very manly, gruff, nude, or armored man. There's many statues with him, and most of the statues have him with genitalia hanging out. I don't know if that's something, or that's just part of how that works. He has a few sacred animals: serpents, owls, vultures, woodpeckers.
Alright, his origin, Ares was born to Hera, and Hera had managed to get herself pregnant from a magical plant, and she did this to even the score with Zeus's birth of Dionysus, who gave birth to him through his thigh. And Zeus didn't really like Ares because he wasn't really his son, so he sent him off to live with Perseus, who trained him in the art of war and battle and being a guy.
He has a few basic stories. He had an affair with Aphrodite, because Aphrodite was the wife to Hephaestus, as we know, thanks to Natalie and Jackie. And his father to the Amazonian warrior woman. Not exactly sure how that happened. I think he had an affair, or not an affair, I think he kind of just made them. It's said that he's the ancestor to the house of the Thebans, and the Thebans were pretty much, back in ancient Greece, one of the most powerful, strongest, most well-trained, not smartest, the Thebans were smartest, smarter people of ancient Greece. He didn't really like Heracles, because Heracles killed several of Ares' children to fulfill those 12 trials, like his monstrous children. Ares had a few monstrous children. They weren't very nice. Heracles killed them. But then Heracles also wounded Ares in a battle, in one of the battles Heracles participated in. Very important.
When Ares was...
I don't know what just happened. I will attempt to remedy this situation. Please bear with us during these technical difficulties. Could I press anything on mine?
Alright. So when Ares was probably a teenager, a couple of giants came by and they saw that Ares was getting too powerful for them, so they kidnapped him and put him in a big jar, and Ares could not escape, and so he stayed there for many years. And then Hermes came along and was like, what is this big jar doing here? So he opened it, and Ares came out, and then Ares was really mad at all the giants, so he decided to kill them. Because that's what Ares just does.
When the gods had their war with the giants, Ares took a vengeance.
So then Ares went on for a few years to kill some very powerful giants. They're just big giants with snakes as feet. And people were scared of them, so Ares just killed them all.
It's kind of a manly man. He had an important role in the God Wars. He was basically Zeus's right-hand man when fighting things. He'd just go send Ares to go kill it. Oh, big old monster, send Ares to go kill it. killed several giants. He slayed one of Cronus's greatest weapons against Zeus. Or it's kind of a... It was a beast that was kind of like a Hydra, but then it had the heads grow back, so it was a bit more killable. But it was also incredibly powerful. Shot lightnings and stuff. And he had several companions. Phobos, which was companion of fear. Deimos, companion of terror. Eris, strife, and she had a golden apple too. But she used it to cause chaos and stuff. And horror. And these were basically his companions when he went off to war. They kind of just followed him around, and he may not wanted them, he may have wanted them, but they followed him anyway. They were his little helpers.
People thought of him as very mediocre. He wasn't thought of as a great god. People didn't really like him that much because he caused a lot of people to die. So people didn't really worship him that much. Warriors did, but not really civilians or anything. He wasn't really important in all the big, huge mythology stories. He just kind of there, and then he killed some stuff and left. So he just manifested himself through war and killing people, really.
He wasn't really regarded as important until the Romans came along and made him into Mars. In Roman mythology, he's incredibly important. So yeah, we have our bibliography, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Whatnot. So, that's it.
Good.